Cav is going to point out the story of our date is I elbowed her in the head. But here is the real story.
Yeah, I was the one that asked for his number.
She got my number through Sir James. So when she first messaged me, I had no idea who she was.
He was a friend. I just wanted to get to know him better as a friend.
Just another girl.
We were just like messaging back and forward, just random things. How's your day? Blah, blah, blah.
You know, I was at the stage in my life where like, look, this girl's amazing, interesting. I need to do something. Saying, hey, look, you're awesome.
I want to take you out on a date before like another guy gets you.
A girl like you doesn't stay single for long.
So he said, he wanted to wine and dine me. Those were his specific words.
I think from Cav's perspective, that was probably a bit too forward. So she toned it down to, how about we just get ice cream instead?
So we went to Knox and of course it had to be around food.
I think it was October
10th?
11th.
It was a Thursday.
2008? 2007. It doesn't matter, it was a great date.
So I think I actually was the only one who ordered an ice cream. So we're sitting down, just, chit-chatting.
I'm going to say I paid for the ice cream.
I probably would have wanted to pay, but then he must have been a gentleman and said, no, let me pay.
I assume I would have paid.
He wanted to show that he had the big bucks.
I remember we talked and I think we were having a good time.
This is like a normal first date, just getting to know each other.
We were walking back to a car.
And then the highlight moment of the date was we were walking just out the front of the cinema. There was a nice little bench there.
And we decided to sit on a bench and chat a bit more before leaving. So I guess that was a good sign.
So as he's sitting down, he in his head must be like, all right, I'll play it cool.
I sort of said, hey, maybe I should put my arm around her as we were sitting down. And that's how my arm went out like this.
I'm sitting down at the same time with my ice cream and he elbows me in my head.
And she sat down quicker than I thought and her head went into my elbow. So technically she hit my elbow with her head.
Very suave first move from Nick.
We laughed. It was, what else could you do?
I think he was saying, I wasn't trying to play any move. I wasn't trying to put my arm around you. But of course he was. He was trying to be cool.
She hung it over my head for weeks to come.
And he said, would it be okay if I messaged you every day or something? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. Oh, it was a bit weird to ask that.
And we walked back to her car and we made out. She probably wouldn't say that. I don't know, we'll see.
I can't remember actually. I think it was just, all I remember was ice cream. He smacked me in the head. I probably got a concussion after he knocked me out, so I can't remember the end of the date.
On Halloween, I remember writing her a little poem. I used to write her poems.
I do remember he used to write a lot of themed poetry.
On her Facebook, she had a photo of her dressed as Sailor Mars, and I thought that was a pretty nice photo. I texted something like, trick or treating through the night. A gorgeous girl caught my sight. Forget the lollies and candy bars. I want myself a Sailor Mars.
I vaguely remember the Halloween one. Something about black cats and ghosts.
Those days were really fun and we were young, immature, would get into fights all the time and then get back together just as quickly.
But definitely the first year, you always, whenever you're in a relationship, the first year is always the one where you're trying to test out and know what the other person likes and doesn't like.
We've grown together and matured and understand each other a lot better now.
So the first year, he was trying to chase after me. I'd be like, yeah, whatever, it's fine. And he would always be chasing after me. And then after the first year, then the tables turn. And for the past 6 years, I've been chasing after him. That's pretty much how it sums up so far our relationship.